first, number 24, Austin Byers. 90 seconds for your starting pitcher, number 10, Ryan Harmon. Batting third, starting catcher, number 7, Floyd Hayes. Batting fourth, starting at left field, number 4, Chase Schultz. Batting ninth, starting in center field, number 11, Leighton Lightfoot. And the rest of your Floresville time. If you could please rise and direct your attention towards the flag for our national.
Welcome to Navarro Panther Playoff Baseball. This is Game 2 of the Area Series. We are going to take you live to the field for the National Anthem and get you set up for this game right after the National Anthem. This is Navarro High School Baseball being brought to you all along the Navarro Panther Network. Hello, everybody. I'm Clay Scarborough. Join me is Hank Dietert. He's in the broadcast booth along with Strouch, Mia, and Carlos. They're here tonight from the broadcast club to bring you this second game of the three-game set between Floresville and Navarro here in the area around the second round of the playoffs. Last night, Navarro took the first game in extra innings. It took 9 innings to do so. They won with a 7-6 score, and they grabbed a 1-0 lead in the three-game set. More on that game here in just a second. To get this far into the year, Navarro enters tonight with a 23-3 overall record, finished 8-2 in district play, and last week in round 1, the playoffs defeated Manor New Tech in 2 games to win the Bite District title. Floresville, on the other hand, has posted a 21-11 overall record and had a 10-2 district record. It took 3 games before Floresville defeated Cuero last week to win their Bi-District title. Tonight, Navarro will sit in the mound, Matt Villanueva. Villanueva has pitched 9 innings, allowed 4 hits, has not given up an earned run so far, struck out 15 hitters and walked 5. He's given up only 4 hits over those 9 innings so far. Tonight for Floresville, they sit into the mound. It is getting his first name, Brian Cardenas. Cardenas has pitched 54.2 innings on the year, has a 1.66 ERA, but only a 2-4 overall record. That was over 10 appearances. Cardenas has allowed 45 hits, 13 earned runs, and has struck out 71 hitters over those 54 innings, averaging almost a strikeout and a half per game or per inning. He has only walked 17 batters this inning. So tonight in game 2, last night Navarro was the home team. Tonight Navarro will be the visiting team. They are down the first base dugout in the gray uniform with the purple pinstripes. Floresville is the home team, and they are on the third base dugout with the maroon, with the white base uniform and the maroon lettering and maroon pinstripes. It's 84 degrees here in Somerset. 10-mile-an-hour wind is coming in out of the north. We are mostly sunny skies, and it is only 29% humidity tonight, so a wonderful night for baseball here in Somerset. We'll get to that first game more as this game unfolds. Let's talk about the Lions and their starting lineup to face Brian Cardenas of the Tigers. Caleb Wood will lead off. He will play third base and wears number 2. Austin Davidson, the number 2 hitter, wears number 1. He'll be playing shortstop. Colt Brown will bat third, number 18. He will be the catcher. Matt Villanueva is pitching. He's hitting 4th. Elijah Farley, the center fielder, bats 5th. Noah Rosas, the designated hitter, bats 6th. Batting 7th is Craig Hyman. He's at first base. Brandon Flynn, the right fielder, is hitting 8th. And Emerson Elder bats 9th. He's the second baseman. Here's the first pitch of the game, and squaring to bunt is Wood, and it is ball 1. Also, Maddox Adams is playing left field for the Panthers. So we're underway. Game 2, and outside is Cardenas. He is 2-0. Caleb Wood steps in. He went 1 for 5 last night. .431 batting average on the season. A .448 on base percentage, and hits a ground ball to second. It's through. Goes over the glove of Westbrook, and the Panthers have a man on base to start the game. That brings up Austin Davidson, the shortstop for the Panthers. He was 2 for 5 last night. Has the 1 RBI during the game last night. Hitting .310 on the season, .522 on base percentage. OPS over 1,000, 1.02. Lots of options here for Colton Maworka, the head coach of the Panthers here. And the left-hander Cardenas. That was a light toss over to first base. A little reminder, Caleb Wood, I know you're there. For Floresville goes Nettles, Byers, Westbrook, Moreno. That's third to first. At double play death are the Tigers. A little more of a decisive throw to first there from Cardenas, showing a little more respect to Wood and his ability to run the bases this year. Cardenas is set and steps off, throws over. Third throw over to first to Wood. Davidson steps out, collects himself. Tigers at double play depth. With the shortstop and second baseman pinching the middle just a little bit. And there goes Wood. It's a hit and run. It's off the glove of the first baseman. He will go. The Panthers will have a man on first and third with nobody out, as the first baseman was straddling first on the play, so he's in fair territory as the ball finally got down 90 feet, bouncing on the turf here in Somerset. So the Panthers, with nobody out, have runners on first and third here in the top of the first inning, and here is Colt Brown. Colt Brown, 2 for 3 last night. He walked and had an RBI, .533 batting average on the season, .651 on base. A very high 1.540 OPS. The future Ragin' Cajun steps in with a chance to get on the board here early. Cardenas checks the runner, and there goes the runner. The throw is all the way through to second. They've got him. Out at second on the throw is Davidson. So he's out 2-6, and there was no play at home by Caleb Wood. So with 1 out, the Panthers have a man on third. Colt Brown nearly just needs to get a ball up in the air to give Wood a chance to score on a sac fly. Playing halfway in now at short and second are the Tigers, and there's a curveball. Swinging through it is Colt Brown. Count goes 0-2. There's a strike on that first pitch. So Brown finds himself down in the count here early. Panthers had runners on first and third. Brown's walking around a little bit. Apparently we're getting the correct baseball to the pitcher, Cardenas, who now with one out has a little bit of an opportunity to work out of a jam. 0-2 count to Colt Brown. Cardenas with the eye black, painting down off the eyes. Colt Brown calls time. Takes a walk around the Somerset side and circles the home plate area. Cardenas is set. The southpaw kicks and comes home. It's out, up and away. Kind of goes 1-2. Playing even at third is Nettles. Byers and Westbrook halfway in on the dirt with a chance possibly to cut off a run. Here's the pitch. Brown looks at strike three. The cutter came back in. Brown looks back and goes back to the dugout. There's 2 away. Here's Matt Villanueva. Villanueva 1 for 3 last night with an RBI, a .375 season batting average with .566 on base, an OPS of 1.016, just over 1,000. Infield and outfield return to normal depth. Going to try to get the out. Panthers trying to strike here early. There's a curveball from Cardenas. It's a strike. Villanueva watches that. Get over first pitch strike. Oh, 1. Here's the pitch. It's a fastball in the outside corner. It's a strike. Count goes 0-2 to Villanueva. Caleb Wood led off with a single. Austin David reached on a single, but Davidson was thrown out at second for the first out. Colt Brown struck out looking for the second out. That curveball stays up and away. Kind of goes 1-2 to Villanueva. Villanueva with the pink bat, pink shoes. Looking to drive in the first Panther run of the night. He's 90 feet away. As Caleb Wood led off the inning with a single. Panthers trying to not waste this opportunity. It's swung through. It's a base hit. Off the glove of a diving Nettles. In to score is Wood. And the Panthers have an early 1-0 lead on the RBI single from Villanueva. He hit that hard to Nettles. Nettles dove but just could not pull it down in time. So here's Elijah Farley. We're going to have a pinch runner for the pitcher Villanueva at first base. We'll see who that is here in just a second. But Elijah Farley will step in. The left-handed hitter Farley playing center field tonight for the Panthers. Went 2 for 5 last night. 2 RBIs, .375 batting average, .448 on base, and another 1.531 OPS. Panthers with 2 hitters with 1.5 OPSs. For those of you at home don't know, that's a really high OPS score. Cardenas looks at the runner at first, kicks and comes home. It's low for a ball. Noah Rosas waits on deck. Panthers up 1-0. 2 singles led off the inning and finally ended up with the 3rd single to get the run home. Cardenas comes home, and Farley fouls this out of play on the left side. Count goes 1-1. Big swing in Farley. The Sharpie highlighter bat. He has 4 home runs on the year, leads the Panthers, only 2 others. There could have been one last night. I'm not sure that will come up at some point during this game. Farley waves the bat. Here's the pitch. Well, it's at a curveball in the outside corner. It's called for a late strike. Kind of goes 1-2. Infield at normal depth. Pat's a shade to the left of the shortstop for Farley, the left-handed hitter. Here's the pitch. Runner takes 2 steps off first, watches. Count goes 1-2 as Farley stays alive with that foul ball. This is game 2 of the area round. If there's a game 3, that'll be tomorrow at 11 a.m. at Seguin High School. We'll go an hour back the other direction for game 3. Here's the pitch from Cardenas. It's a curveball well off the plate. There goes the runner. The throw is in line, and the second out of the inning is made by the catcher Maines. Those 2 batters, 2 Navarro runners out at second. And now in the inning, we will see Elijah Farley again. We go 2-6 on the putout. Panthers score first. They get a run here in the top of the inning. It'll be the Tigers coming to bat in the bottom half of the inning. Right after this is the Navarro Panther Network.
Hurricane Helene, devastating impacts on the southeast. Now it's time to help the people and communities who need it most. To make a one-time financial gift to the American Red Cross, scan the QR code on the screen. Make sure to select I want to support Hurricane Helene and enter how much you'd like to donate. Or go to redcross.org/donate. Together, we will make a difference for those recovering in hard-hit communities.
Welcome back to Somerset High School, Game 2 of the area playoffs. Navarro up 1-0. They scored 1 run in the top of the first inning. It will be the Tigers' turn to come to bat for their first time tonight. Austin Byers will lead off. He's playing at shortstop. He's followed by Brian Cardenas, the pitcher. Coy Mays, the catcher, will bat third. Jaden Moreno, the first baseman, bats fourth. Jacob Guerra, the right fielder, bats fifth. Emmett Nettles, the third baseman, will bat sixth. Nolan Westbrook plays second base. He bats seventh. Chase Schultz, the left fielder, bats eighth. And Leighton Latka bats ninth and plays center field. Matt Villanueva delivers his first pitch to Byers. It's a strike on the outside corner. So far, the strike zone looks to be to favor the pitchers this night. Here's the pitch from Villanueva. It's a strike. And I got to tell you, that looks just a little bit like it's off the plate on the left side, on the outside to this right-handed hitter. Maybe one ball off the plate, but if it's generous and consistent, we're going to enjoy it. Here's the pitch. A little low there to Austin Byers. Good 0-2 pitch from Villanueva. Byers 1 for 6 last night. He had an RBI and 3 strikeouts, a .400 batting average on the year, getting on base at a 48% clip. And he grounds this one to first. Craig Hyman stays down, picks it up, tells Villanueva to wait. I got it. Touches first base, and then quickly there's one away here for the Panthers in the bottom of the first inning. So Brian Cardenas, the pitcher, steps in. He allowed 1 run in the top of the first inning to the Panthers. 0 for 2 last night. He had 3 walks, scored 2 runs off those walks. .333 batting average on the season, .431 on base. OPS of .845. No one on base, 1 out. Villanueva does a strike on the outside corner. Gets ahead again, 0-1. Home team tonight are the Tigers. They were the visitor last night. Villanueva comes home. He's got just off the plate. That was really close to the previous spot. We thought it was off the place earlier, maybe a little lower. Count goes 1-1. Panthers playing pretty much a straightaway defense. Playing a little to his right is Emerson Elder, the second baseman for the Panthers. For the Panthers, it goes Wood, Davison, Elder, Hyman. That's third, short, second, and first. Adams, Farley, and Flynn go left center to right. Coming home is Villanueva. The off-speed pitch dives inside, kind of goes 3-1. Cardenas with the dyed white hair coming out of the helmet. Both teams doing the white hair trick for the camaraderie in the playoffs. Ball 4 outside to Cardenas, and he draws another walk. That's his 4th walk of this series so far. Coy Mays steps in. He threw out 2 hitters in the top of the first inning, and that's where 2 of those outs came from for the Panthers. 2 outs on the bases there in the top of the first inning, or that could have been a much bigger inning for the Navarros. Coy Mays steps in. He has a man on first and 1 out. Lines have moved to double play depth. Here's the pitch for Villanueva. It's a strike. 0-1. about belt high. Some sort of fastball that had a little movement. Here's the pitch. That's a ground ball. That is foul. 0-2 quickly. Villanueva way ahead in the count here. On deck is Jaden Moreno. Went 1 for 3 last night. And our third baseman, Wood, is going to go all the way out to pick that foul ball up. Villanueva will wait patiently for his third baseman to get set. 0-2 count to Maines. With already 2 guys thrown out. Here's the pitch. Strike 3 swing, and that changeup. Mays cannot hold back on that. His hands came out in front of his legs. There's 2 away. Cardenas is at first. Here's J.M. Moreno, the first baseman. We mentioned Moreno going 1 for 3 last night. He has a .325 batting average on the season and a .385 on-base percentage. 2 outs here for the Panthers. The 1-out walk is on first, and that hits Moreno right in the hip. That pitch did not move to where Mr. Villanueva wanted that to move, which was back on the corner. So here is Jacob Guerva, the right fielder for the Tigers. Guerva 0 for 4 last night. .328 batting average and a .337 on base percentage. So not getting many walks. Here's the pitch. Villanueva's got a strike on the outside corner of the right-hander, to the left-hander, excuse me. The right-hander. Villanueva doing a good job. He has the walk, hit the one batter. He stays ahead. He can force some outs. Here's the pitch. Curveball, strike. Count goes 0-2 to Guevara. If the inning continues, Emmett Nittles is on deck. Panthers looking to hang a 0 after the 1-0 lead in the top of the first. Villanueva checks the runner, comes home. Off-speed pitch again, gets him swinging, and that is the inning. After 1, the Panthers lead 1-0. This is game 2 of the area round. If the Panthers win, we're done in this series. If not, we'll see you tomorrow. Panthers up 1-0 after 1. This is the Navarro Panther Network.
The innocence of youth. Is there anything any better? But soon they'll be in high school and facing all the same challenges you faced. How to make friends, how to fit in, how to be cool. We want our children to have everything they'll need to live fulfilling and productive lives. Make sure the kids in your family are among the more than 12 million participants in America who take part in high school sports or activities.
I've always loved space and football. Growing up, some people told me I had to choose. But here's the deal. You can be great at more than one thing. And getting involved in STEM opens up your world to a universe of opportunities in life. This is my time. Get inspired and get involved today. There are STEM programs and science centers available in your community, so be sure to check out spaceforall.us to learn more and get started. This is my time. There ain't no doubt in my mind. Find your place in space. This is my time. Space for All.
I'll be there in a sec. Merced, Texas. Panthers up 1-0. We played 1 inning here in game 2 of the area round. Panthers will send to the plate Elijah Farley, Noah Rosas, Craig Hyman. Farley was at bat when the Panthers were thrown out at second to end that first inning. So Panthers will send the guy with the most home runs in the team back to the plate. And he watches ball 1 outside from Cardenas, who led up that run back in the first. There's a strike about belt high to Farley. Counts 1-1. Here's the pitch from the southpaw, who throws a curveball on the outside corner. Farley watches it. Count goes 1-2. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Cardenas shakes his head once and comes home. There's a fastball on the outside corner, and it's strike 3 looking to Farley. I don't know if y'all can hear Mr. Dieter at home, but it says he can't, but he's right. This is kind of a wide strike zone. It's definitely a pitcher-friendly zone right now. I mean, if I was a pitcher, I'd be keep throwing a ball off the plate, and if I keep getting the call, let's roll with it. Here's Noah Rosas, the designated hitter for the Panthers tonight. Rosas 1 for 4 last night, .359 batting average, .432 on base, and he kind of chopped at this pitch. He's very, very be careful. It does roll foul for strike one. Rosas will come back and get the multicolored bat. Steps in with the pink bat and the blue handle with the word tank on top. Here's the 0-1 pitch. Curveball stays high. Count goes 1-1. Cardenas, the left-hander pitcher, comes home. Noah fouls this one back out of play. Count goes 1-2. Fights off the pitch to the right. Cardenas with the eye black in triangles under the eyes. Here's the pitch. Noah hits this one hard. Left side base hit in between third and short. And the Panthers will have their 4th hit of the night with 1 out. They'll have a Panther on first base. That will bring up Craig Hyman. Craig Hyman playing first base tonight, wearing number 9. Hyman last night went 1 for 4, had an RBI, 158 batting average, and a .333 on base percentage. With 1 out, less likely to bunt. But moving the runner over is never a bad idea here. Squeezing the middle of the field are the infielders. Byers and Westbrook for Floresville looking for the double play, and Hyman swings through a fastball, strike one. Brandon Flynn waits on deck. You can hear in our crowd mic the wind, about 10-mile-an-hour wind out of the north. Throw down to first, back in is Rosas. And count goes 1-1. That seemed like a pretty good pitch there to Hyman, just off the plate. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out. Cardenas with a long look in at his catcher mains. Rosas with a short lead at first. Swinging through that pitch is Hyman. Sounds like he found it back into the glove. Count goes 1-1. Oh, sorry. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Cardenas checks Rosas. Comes home. Here's the pitch. It's outside. Count goes 2-2. Good hit and run count here. If head coach Colt Majorca wanted to start the runner, try to avoid the double play. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 1 out. Panthers up 1-0 here in the top of the second, and Hyman lost this one to right. And quickly over there is Guevara. He's there, and there is 2 outs. There are 2 outs now for the Panthers. Brandon Flynn steps in, the right fielder. Flynn last night went 0 for 4, .250 batting average, and a .333 on base percentage. As we hit Flynn and Elder here at 8 and 9, they went combined 0 for 7 last night. Hopefully we can break that streak. There's 2 outs here in the top of the second inning. Here comes the pitch to Flynn, and he kind of did not hold back. Looked fooled on that offering from Cardenas. Count goes 0-1. Rosas is on first. He's singled with 1 out here in the top of the second. Here's the pitch, and that's a ground ball to second. Easy roller right there is Westbrook. Throws the first in time, and that will end the Panther threat here in the second. So the Panthers get a hit, but they don't get a run. They lead 1-0. To the bottom of the second we go. Panthers on top by 1. This is the Navarro Panther Network. does quick.
Participate.
Where does greatness start? Here, in the classroom. On the stage.
In the pool.
On the field.
Where will your greatness take you?
To better grades.
To more friends.
Be great.
Participate!
Go to the bottom of the second inning. Panthers up 1-0 here at Somerset High School, hosting game 2 of the area round between the Panthers and the Tigers. Panthers win last night 7-6. It took 9 innings for that to happen, and find themselves up 1-0 as we enter the bottom of the second inning. And quick time called by Emmett Nettles as he steps in. Nettles hitting 6 for the Tigers tonight. Went 1 for 4 last night. Had 3 strikeouts, .247 batting average. And he hits this one a long way down the left field line. This will go foul out of play. Threw the bat head out there and gave everyone a quick scare for the Panther side. Villanueva doing a job of getting ahead of most of his hitters. Does have the one hit batter, fell behind the walk. Other than that, he's been ahead. Here's the pitch. That ball misses way out. Count goes 1-1. Nolan Westbrook is on deck. He bats 7th for the Tigers. Chase Schultz, the left fielder, bats 8th, and he'll be the 3rd batter of the inning. 1-1 count. Panthers playing straight away. Wood, Davison, Elder. 3rd, short, 2nd, and 1st. Here's the pitch. It's a ball just a little low on the outside corner. 2 balls and 1 strike. Left, center, to right. Panthers go Adams, Farley, and Flynn. And Farley's playing just a little to his right. That pitch is up from Villanueva. Count goes 3-1. Panthers scored 1 in the first on 3 hits. And have grabbed that 1-0 lead. Here's the pitch. That's a strike. Outside corner. Count goes full 3-2. Villanueva's only pitched 10 innings this year. One of them was last inning where he hung a 0 after the Panthers grabbed that 1-0 lead. Full count. Leadoff hitter of the inning. Here's the pitch. It's a strike in the outside corner looking. Nettles holds the top of the bat, somewhat in shock, and there is the 3rd strikeout of the night from Villanueva. And if you're the pitcher, this plate, it may be just a tad wider than normal, but if you keep hitting spots, you're definitely rewarded with it. And that is the attack plan so far. Here's Nolan Westbrook. The 7-hole hitter for the Tigers looks to strike 1. Villanueva filling up the zone. Westbrook 1 for 4 last night, 2 RBIs, .258 batting average as the day began, and a .370 on base percentage. Here's the pitch. Curveball stays high, count goes 1-1. Five strikeouts so far combined for both pitchers this evening. Villanueva comes home. That ball must have been just a little low. Count goes 2-1. So far, pitchers being rewarded for hitting the catcher's mitt just off the plate. Here's the pitch. Villanueva gets him to pop it up. Maddox Adams calls for it. He's there with the light north wind. Makes the play. And there are 2 outs here in the bottom of the second inning. And here's Chase Schultz. Schultz steps in, the 8-hole hitter for the Tigers. 0 for 5 last night, 200 batting average, and a .291 on base percentage. So Panthers looking to hold on to that 1-0 lead and hang their second 0 of the evening here in the bottom of the second. Here's the pitch. It's a strike on the outside corner. Count goes 0-1. Villanueva's retired 3 hitters in a row. Strikeout, and a fly ball to left. Looking for number 4. Here's the pitch. It's a ground ball right back to Villanueva. He usually plays third, turns around, grabs it, tosses to Hyman, and the inning is over. Panthers up 1-0. We play 2 complete here in Somerset. We go to the third. This is the Navarro Panther Network. Welcome back to Somerset, Texas at Somerset High School. Panthers up 1-0 after 2 innings. Scored 1 in the first and have not allowed the Tigers to score any runs so far here in game 2 of this area playoff game. Panthers win 1-0 and win the first game, have gone up 1-0 in the series. They won 7-6. It took 9 innings for that to happen last night. Controversial call in the 8th inning when Colt Brown had his walk-off home run. His part of the home run was called an out for not touching home plate. Panthers went ahead and scored another run in the 9th inning to go ahead and close out that game after that took place. Tonight we have 4 umpires, the same way we do in every playoff game. So it looks like a major league crew out here tonight. And the Panthers will send to the plate their 9-hole hitter, Emerson Elder, to start off the top of the 3rd inning. We go 9, 1, and 2. That's Emerson Elder, Caleb Wood, Austin Davidson. Elder last night was 0 for 3. He has a .371 batting average and squares the bunt, but doesn't offer at it. But it's strike 1 nonetheless from Cardenas. And a .521 on base percentage. Way in at 3rd. This is the 3rd baseman of the Tigers, Nettles. Here's the pitch. There's a curveball. That's a strike on the inside corner. Quickly 0-2 from Cardenas. Cardenas, I would call him a soft tossing southpaw. He's not a very hard pitcher. And he keeps that off the plate to Elder. He swings through it on the outside corner for the first out of the night. Another strikeout. So both pitchers are recording some strikeouts despite being not too overpowering. There's Caleb Wood. He led off the game with a single. He scored back in the 1st inning. Went 1 for 5 last night and has upped that .431 batting average. Here's the pitch. It's a curveball, stays away. 1-0. For Floresville, they go Netters, Byers, Westbrook, Moreno. 3rd to 1st. There's a high chopper, deep short. And there is Byers. He will throw over in time. 6-3 on the putout for the 2nd out of the inning. Here's Austin Davidson. He singled but was thrown out, caught stealing at 2nd. Back in the 1st inning. He hit a chopper down that first base line that went over the bag and became a problem for the first baseman, Moreno. First pitch was ball 1. Stayed outside to Davidson. Cardenas quick to come home. There's the 1-0. And it stays just off the plate for a 2-0 to Davidson. That's one of those that has been rewarded most of the night. But now 2-0. Davidson playing shortstop tonight for the Panthers. Swings at this one and pops it up. And coming over toward the foul area, way out of play, goes that ball. The north wind pushes that one out of play. Count goes 2-1 to Davidson. Colt Brown is on deck if he can extend the inning. Two balls, 1 strike, 2 outs here in the top of the 3rd. Panthers up 1-0 in the area around. Here's the pitch. And ball stays up. 3-1 to Davidson. Davidson, a patient hitter. Only a .310 batting average, but 200 points higher is the on-base percentage. Ground ball to 3rd. It's a slow roller. There's Nettles. He has to hurry and throws over. It does in time by about a step and retires Davidson 5-3. We played 2.5 from Somerset. Panthers lead by 1 after the top of the 3rd inning. This is Navarro, Panther Network.
Conductor, how about something new? You played this last year.
Come on, get your head out of your sacks.
Shh, we're trying to hear.
Well, I'm sick and tired of hearing your kid play the wrong notes. Where's my kid solo?
At least you can see your kid. Why is my kid stuck way in the back?
The conductor only plays his favorites.
I get her, not solo!
You see Lane did it?
Yeah,
Come on! What's wrong with you?
Welcome back to Somerset, Texas. Somerset High School Panthers up 1-0 as we head to the bottom of the third inning. Matt Villanueva on for his third inning of work. Getting the start tonight for the Panthers after Colt Brown threw 5 innings for the Panthers last night. Elijah Farley threw a couple more, and so did Helford last night, also throwing for the Panthers in the 9-inning game. We have a little bit of drizzle, which we started the game with perfectly beautiful blue skies and a few white puffy clouds, but this cloud has just rolled in, and a few umbrellas have popped up here at the stadium. A little more wind has picked up. Here's the first pitch from Villanueva. It's a strike on the outside corner. Gets ahead again, 0-1. Villanueva has fallen behind 2 hitters tonight. It resulted in a walk and a hit batter. Filling up the zone, working out the stretch, and gets this ball to be hit to center field. Farley goes back in the drizzle. Stands in the middle of the Somerset S in center field and makes the play, and there's one away. You can hear in our crowd mic the wind that has picked up with the breeze, with the light shower we are experiencing right now. And I do mean light. I believe my grandfather would call this a 3-inch rain because it's about 3 inches between each drop. Austin Byers steps in. He led off with a 3 unassisted to Craig Hyman back in the bottom of the first inning, and missing just inside on that pitch was Mr. Villanueva. That pitch has been called a few times tonight. 0 for 1. Here's the pitch. That's hit hard to short and right at Davidson. He's there, throws over, scoop by Hyman. He got him. 6-3 on the putout, and nice scoop by Craig Hyman. There's 2 away. 4 pitches and 2 outs from Villanueva. Here is Brian Cardenas. He walked his first at bat. He had 3 walks last night. Still 0 for 2 on the series. Panthers will play back at normal depth, and actually I would say short and second are wide of the middle of the field. Here's the pitch of Villanueva out of the stretch. Ground ball, foul. The off-speed pitch definitely fooled the hands of Cardenas there. Little pitcher-on-pitcher battle. Both pitchers represent each other quite well on the mound. Both have off-speed pitches and a fastball. It's going to be upper 70s, might touch 80. Both have to full hitters versus overpower them. Villanueva from the right side, Cardenas from the left. Here's the pitch. There's the ball low. Count goes 1-1, 2 outs here. Fly out to start the inning. That came from Latka. Byers, the leadoff hitter, grounded out 6-3, and Brian Cardenas, the 2-hole hitter, is the 3rd batter of the inning for the Tigers. There's the pitch. And this is fouled off. Back to the backstop here at Somerset. Count goes 1-2. If the inning continues, Coy Maines is on deck. Moving right along here. 2 outs here in the bottom of the 3rd inning. Panthers up 1-0. Villanueva takes a deep breath, comes home, misses off the plate. Count goes 2-2. Good 1-2 pitch. This is on the batter's box of the right-handed hitter. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Here's the pitch from Villanueva. Misses inside and down on that off-speed pitch. Count goes 3-2. Cardenas watches that. We know Cardenas has a good eye. 4 walks so far in the series. Full count, 2 outs. Panthers up 1-0. Here's the pitch. Fastball's foul back. So we'll do it again. I'd like to thank Strouch and Soto and Mia for making the trip out here with us tonight. Of course, Hank Dieter, engineer, producer, director, back in the booth. Thank you guys for joining us tonight on the Navarro Panther Network. Full count pitch is low, and Colt Brown held that for a long time. That pitch on the inside corner has been called a couple times tonight. So recording his 5th walk of the series is Brian Cardenas, and he will go back to the dugout as he'll be ran for. That is Jonathan Garcia running for the pitcher for the Tigers. So here's Coy Maines. He struck out his first at bat. 2 outs. Panthers up 1-0 here in the bottom of the 3rd inning. Villanueva over the shoulder, checks the runner, comes home, misses high, ball 1. No action as of yet in the Panther bullpen. Not sure how long Villanueva will go tonight. He has not had a super long outing this year. Only 11 innings pitched so far for the usual third baseman. That's off the plate, misses 2-0. 2 balls, no strikes, 2 out. Panthers up 1-0 here in the bottom of the 3rd inning, looking to hang the 3rd 0 in a row. Here's the pitch from Villanueva. It is just off the plate, and those are a couple of pitches that the pitchers have come to expect this evening. If they can get the ball on the black or just off the plate, that's been called. So now a 3-0 count to Mays, who's thrown 2 runners out tonight already. That misses just a little in. Ball 4. So with 2 outs here in the bottom of the 3rd inning, Villanueva has walked 2 Tigers. This is the biggest Tiger threat of the night. Panthers have yet to allow a hit to the Tigers. And while we have this little exchange between runners, I'd like to remind you that QR code's in the bottom right corner. And that helps do many things for our broadcast club. That will help us with equipment. That helps us with travel. That helps us feed our kids. And let me tell you, especially the kids here tonight, they enjoyed their hot dogs. So we really appreciate anything that you do for us. And every year you guys have been very generous. We really, really appreciate it. So here's Jaden Moreno. First baseman was hit his first at bat. The right-hander stands in with 2 outs. Here's the pitch from Villanueva. It is outside, misses. Count goes 1-0. Villanueva has now thrown 6 straight balls. Uncharacteristic after rolling through the first 2 outs here in the inning. Comes set at about neck high. The sun's coming out below the clouds. This is hit, trouble down the right field line. Into the corner. It's worth at least 1 run, maybe 2. Into the corner is Flynn. First hit of the night. 1 run will score. Coming home is the second runner. He scores, and an RBI, 2 RBI triple. First hit of the night for the Tigers. They lead 2-1, and there's a discussion at third about potential, I believe, interference as the runner went around. Panthers head coach Mayorga steps out a little bit to make sure everything's okay at third. There's long discussion between Wood and the umpire about what happened. And so the Tigers now have a 2-1 lead on the big 2-out hit after the 2-out walks. And narrowly missing that hitter was the Villanueva pitch. So the no-hitter ends in a big way with a 2-out triple. Scores 2 runs after 2 outs were recorded this inning. Panthers just need to get out of this inning. Man at third with 2 outs. 1 ball. Here's the pitch. That's a strike that was not called earlier in the other 2 at-bats, but it's a strike now. Guevara is the hitter. He's the right fielder. 1 ball and 1 strike. Panthers looking to end this inning and get back in the dugout. Here's the pitch. A little low. Count goes 2-1. If we continue, Emmett Nettles is on deck. That's the second hit of the series for Mr. Moreno. Big hit. 2 RBI triple. Here's the pitch. This is a little nubber. Villanueva, the usual third baseman, picks it up, throws to Hyman at first, and that will end the inning. But not before the damage on the 2 walks. They come around to score on the 2 RBI triple by Moreno, and the game has changed. We head to the top of the 4th inning. Panthers now trail 2-1. This is the Navarro Panther Network. See that one little Panthers now trail 2-1. Panthers took a 1-0 lead in the first. And now with a 2-out, 2 RBI triple, the Panthers will come to bat here in the top of the 4th inning. This is game 2 of the area round. The Panthers win, they go home and are the area champions. If not, we will be at Seguin at 11 a.m. tomorrow morning. That's Saturday morning. And that will be the game 3 match between these two teams to see who advances from the area round. Colt Brown steps in for the Panthers here in the top of the 4th inning. He's followed by Matt Villanueva and Elijah Farley. Brown 2 for 3 last night, struck out looking his first at bat. Into the game, batting .533 on the season. Now faces Cardenas in his 4th inning of work. That ball's inside. Brown jackknifes out of the way. One ball, no strikes. Panthers down 1 here in the top of the 4th inning. Here's the pitch. Brown hits this one hard down the third base line. It is foul. Kind of goes 1-1. Brown, Villanueva, Farley combined for 5 hits last night. We have finally retrieved the foul ball in the left field. Ball got down there fast, took a little time to get the ball retrieved down that left field line. Here's the 1-1 pitch. Brown hits a number to third. Right there is Nettles, throws across the diamond in time, and there's one away here in the top of the 3rd inning. Lots of emotions from last night's extra inning game. We're seeing how each team responds here in that situation, and so far a much more subdued game from these two teams. Matt Villanueva had an RBI single back in the first. He knocked home Caleb Wood. Caleb Wood single to start the game. Villanueva was thrown out at second to end that first inning. There's a curveball in the outside corner. Stays off the plate. 1-0 now to Villanueva. Villanueva 1 for 3 last night. .375 batting average. He's added to that so far tonight. Here's the pitch. And pops him up to center. Lakota just kind of moves in the same spot in a circle, so to speak. Tells the left fielder he's got it. Stands in the middle of the S in Somerset. And there are 2 away. 5 pitches and 2 outs here in the top of the 4th inning. Here comes Elijah Farley. He struck out looking his first at bat, also like Colt Brown. He's almost had 2 at bats. He was at the plate when Villanueva was thrown out in the in the first. That fastball's in the outside corner. Strike 1 to Elijah Farley. Left-handed hitter with 4 home runs on the year steps in. Swings the Sharpie-looking bat. And watches a curveball away. Count goes 1-1. Noah Rosas is on deck if the Panthers can get another hitter up this inning. Trailing by 1, only giving up 1 hit so far tonight. Here's the pitch. And Elijah pops this one up. Count goes 1-2. Farley started the night with that .375 batting average, a .448 on base, and a 1,531 on base percentage. OPS. Here's the pitch. That ball stays away. Looked like a cutter fastball that just could not come far enough back in from Cardenas. The southpaw with the eye black in triangles under the eyes. Black glove kicks and comes home. Here's the pitch. And he's got Farley swinging. The ball does get away. Farley running down to first hard. He is not there in time. Keeping his foot on the bag is Moreno. And that will end the top of the 4th inning. Panthers trail by 1. We go to the bottom of the 4th. It's the area round. Navarro 1, Tigers 2. We're back after this on the Navarro Panther Network.
Hurricane Helene. Devastating impacts on the southeast. Now it's time to help the people and communities who need it most. To make a one-time financial gift to the American Red Cross, scan the QR code on the screen. Make sure to select I want to support Hurricane Helene and enter how much you'd like to donate. Or go to redcross.org/donate. Together, we will make a difference for those recovering in hard-hit communities.
The innocence of youth. Is there anything any better? But soon they'll be in high school and facing all the same challenges you faced. How to make friends, how to fit in, how to be cool. We want our children to have everything they'll need to live fulfilling and productive lives. Make sure the kids in your family are among the more than 12 million participants in America who take part in high school sports or activities.
Colt Brown throws down a second to complete the warm-up for the bottom of the fourth inning. Panthers trail 2-1. They've given up one hit, but it was a 2 RBI triple to J.D. Moreno, the first baseman for the Tigers, in the bottom of the third inning. That came with two-out walks, and that set the table for where we are now. Villanueva on for his fourth inning of work. He'll face Emmett Nettles, Nolan Westbrook, and Chase Schultz. That is 6, 7, and 8, and the first pitch is swinging foul out of play. Nettles just couldn't wait long enough on that fastball from Villanueva. Nettles struck out his first at bat. Entered today with a .247 batting average. Villanueva comes home, and that's a foul ball that hits off the S around home plate. Quickly 0-2 from Villanueva to Nettles. Panthers in the field go Wood, Davison, Elder, Hyman, third to first. Villanueva with the pink glove stares a long time at Brown, comes home, and swinging on the pitch and striking out is Nettles. That is the fourth strikeout of the night. Villanueva here in the fourth inning. Here's Nolan Westbrook, the second baseman, flew out to Maddox Adams in left field, his first at bat. Westbrook went for 4 last night in the 9-inning game. .258 batting average. Watches a curveball that misses, I guess, inside. Count goes 1-0. On deck, Chase Schultz. He bats 8th for the Tigers. Villanueva looks into the sun, past the third base. Here's the pitch. There's a strike on the outside corner. That pitch was not called earlier. It was definitely not called in the bottom half of the third inning. Villanueva giving up one hit so far. Here's the pitch. And gets that strike again, just a little lower than before, but probably on the same vertical plane as the previous pitch. We have the sun breaking through into the light shower that just passed over. Long shadows coming all the way across the field. Here's the pitch. And pops up. This could be trouble. Farley's there. Comes in a couple of steps, camps out, makes the play. I thought it was going to be a little shorter when it first let the bat, as Westbrook just kind of threw the bat head out there. The pitch kind of fooled him, and there's 2 away. 7 pitches, 2 outs here for Villanueva. This looks a little similar to the third inning where the 2 walks came with 2 outs. But here is Chase Schultz, .200 batting average. He's 0 for 1 so far tonight. 1 to 3 on his first put out. And there's a strike on the outside corner quickly from Villanueva. Gets a hit of each hitter so far this inning. Trying to hang a 0 here and trail by 1. Panthers down 2-1 here in the bottom of the fourth inning. Here's the pitch from Matt. Curveball swinging. Count goes 0-2. Really slow down that curveball. And Schultz could not wait back on that pitch. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Stays on the rubber does Villanueva. Gets the signal from Brown. Brown wants this ball high and up out of the zone. And he misses a little low, but still swinging it with Schultz. That will end the inning. And it's gets 2 strikeouts this inning. That's the 5th strikeout of the night for Villanueva. We go to the top of the fourth inning. We're moving right along. We played 4 innings in about 51 minutes. Panthers trail 2-1. The 5th inning is next on the Navarro Panther Network.
I've always loved space in football. Growing up, some people told me I had to choose. But here's the deal. You can be great at more than one thing. And getting involved in STEM opens up your world to a universe of opportunities in life.
This is my time.
Get inspired and get involved today. There are STEM programs and science centers available in your community, so be sure to check out spaceforall.us to learn more and get started.
This is my time. There ain't no doubt in my mind.
Find your place in space.
This is my time.
Space for All.
Hank, we back? We are in the top of the 5th inning. Man, this game's going fast. We played 4 innings in about 50 minutes. It's 2-1, Floresville over Navarro. This is game 2 of the area round. If Navarro wins tonight, the series is over. They won 7-6 last night in extra innings. Floresville needs this to stay alive. Here's the pitch. Noah Rosas leads off this inning and fouls the first pitch away from Cardenas. Craig Hyman and Brandon Flynn to follow for the Panthers. That's 6, 7, and 8. If this goes to 3 games tomorrow at 11 a.m., we'll be at Seguin High School for the 3rd game of the series. Rosas will ground us to third. This is slow. In is Nettles. He's got to hurry. The throw to first is in time. And there's one away. And retiring now 9 hitters in a row is Cardenas. That started way back in the 2nd inning with Craig Hyman with 1 out and a man on. And since then, the Panthers have not recorded a hit. So it's Hyman's job now here in the top of the 5th inning to get something going. Hyman was 1 for 4 last night, has a 158 batting average. Here's the pitch. Hyman fouls the first pitch back out of play. Kind of goes 0-1. Both teams last night recorded most of the hits in the top 5 spots of each of their order. That is definitely showing up again here today. Here's the pitch. Hyman will pop this up in the infield. Nettles will come in. He will call off the catcher, Maines. He's there, makes the play. Stares down his own crowd. And there's 2 away. And 10 in a row have been retired now by Cardenas. Showing off that 1.66 ERA. The Panthers scored in the 1st inning and have not scored since. Here's Brandon Flynn with 2 outs here in the top of the 5th inning. Panthers are already down to 7 outs at this point. Cardenas looks in, kicks and comes home. And swinging through that first off-speed pitch is Flynn. He's down the count 0-1. Emerson Elder is on deck. He'll either hit this inning or lead off the 6th. Here's the pitch. That is up. And they'll check third. He did not go around on that high fastball that was in. Count goes 1-1. Is inside. Count goes 1-2. Yes, sir.
I'm Billy. I'm one of his athletic director.
Yes, sir.
We're having a little bit of issue with one of your parents sitting right in the middle of our fans right here.
Okay.
So I think it'd be best for everybody.
All right, Flynn up to bat. And they get him for the 3rd out of the inning. And now we go to the bottom of the 5th. So we'll be right back after these commercials.
What rhymes with great?
Participate.
Where does greatness start? Here, in the classroom. On the stage.
In the pool.
On the field.
Where will your greatness take you?
To better grades.
To more friends.
All right, we got 2 outs already, Hank?
Yes, sir.
All right.
Now we're back live. Sorry, we went a little silent there. So I didn't hit a button. So
we got 2 outs here in the bottom of the 5th inning. Matt Villanueva still pitching, waiting on a long foul ball. He's up 0-1 to Brian Cardenas, his opposing pitcher for the Tigers. Here's the pitch. Swinging through that off-speed pitch was Cardenas. The count goes 0-2. Two outs here quickly in the bottom of the 5th inning. Panthers down by a run, 2-1. Here's the pitch. Misses low. Kind of hits in front of home plate. So this is the 2-hole hitter for the Tigers. They went 9-1 on the outs here in the 5th inning. Going 4-3 was Byers for the second out.
Yeah, don't forget the QR code there off to the right.
Here's the pitch outside, kind of goes 2-2. And when you can, that QR code on the right side of your screen, it helps keep our broadcast kids fed and our equipment running. Cardenas with 2 walks so far on the night. Here's the pitch. It's a strike on the outside corner. Look, and the curveball came back and caught the black. And the Panthers record another 0. The only 2 runs the Tigers have scored came in the 3rd inning, and they are up 2-1. We go to the 6th. This game is flying by. Panthers need a rally here soon. They will send to the plate Emerson Elder, Caleb Wood, and Austin Davidson. And when we go to the top of the 6th inning, that's 9-1-2 on the Navarro Panther Network.
What rhymes with great?
Participate.
Where does greatness start? Here, in the classroom. On the stage.
In the pool.
On the field.
Where will your greatness take you?
To better grades.
To more friends.
Yeah! Be great.
Participate!
Welcome back to Somerset, Texas. Panthers trail 2-1. This is the top of the 6th inning. This game is moving very, very quickly. We've played 5 innings in just 1 hour and 3 minutes. Last night, the Panthers won game 1, 7-6. That was over 9 innings, and they took a 1-0 lead in the series. So if the Panthers can find a way to score a couple of runs here and win this game, they will have won the area round. But if not, we'll play at 11 a.m. tomorrow at Seguin High School. Here's Emerson Elder. He struck out his first at-bat. There's a strike swinging from Elder. The 9-hole hitter looks at a ball in the outside corner, and that one does stay a ball. A little too far off the plate. Pitchers have been rewarded somewhat today with strikes just off the plate. And that one almost was in the opposite hitter's box. Here's the pitch. That's a ball, misses a little low. Count goes 2-1 to Elder. 2 balls, 1 strike. Emerson Elder weighs the bat, needs to get on base, and hits one to right field. This is going to hang up in the air, and right there is Guevara for 1 away. Good hit, though, by Elder this time. In this at-bat, struck out his first at-bat. There's 1 away here in the top of the 6th inning. Panthers down now to 5 outs. Here's Caleb Wood. He is 1 for 2 on the night. He singled in the first and scored, then grounded out 6-3 in the 3rd inning. Caleb Wood 1 for 5 last night. Watches a curveball fall in for strike one. 0-1, here's the pitch. Ground ball, Nettles has to get it at third, backhanded, and it goes into the corner. Around first and stopping, now going to second is Wood. He is in with a one-out double for the Panthers. Would have been a really tough play for Nettles no matter what he did on that. He had to backhand it and still throw him out at third, and the ball just nicks off his glove. Into second goes Caleb Wood. He has a single and double on the night, and he's in scoring position for the Panthers, who are down by a run. For Davidson and Brown here with one out in the sixth. So here's Davidson, 0 for 1 on the night. He's single back in the first, and a single here to score a Panther run and tie the game up. Here's the pitch. It is hit hard foul to play on the right side. Davidson and Brown here, the next two hitters. Time called by catcher Maines. Panthers with their first base runner since the second inning. Cardenas retired 12 hitters in a row before the Panthers get that double here in the top of the sixth, where Cardenas did enter with that 1.66 ERA. Here's the pitch. There we go. Taking to third. It's a hit back to the pitcher. So the runner will move to third, and there will be two outs. And out 1 to 3 is Davidson. He hit it pretty hard, and Cardenas was able to knock it down. That's the second out. Caleb Wood was on the move already. He's at third. He's 90 feet away. A pass ball and a wild pitch could change this game. Here's Cole Brown. He's 0 for 2 on the night. Cole Brown last night went 2 for 3, had an RBI. Entered the game hitting .533 on the season. This is a big time at the plate for Brown. The Panthers have the tying run 90 feet away, down by 1 run here in the top of the sixth. They trail 2-1. Here's the pitch from Brown. It's a strike in the inside corner. Fastball looked like it tailed back in just a little. Cardenas has not shown much of a propensity to be wild. Here's the pitch. It is a strike in the outside corner, and Brown asked where that pitch was. That was a couple of times tonight that pitch has not been called in favor of the Panthers. It's 0-2 to Brown. Struck out in the first, grounded out 5-3 in the third. Panthers have the tying run 90 feet away with 2 outs here in the sixth. Here's the pitch. Brown will kind of bloop this to center. It will score a run. We are tied 2-2. Brown, after a rough at bat on a couple of calls, able to muscle through and get that run home, and we are tied 2-2 here in the top of the sixth inning. Timely hitting from the Panthers here to stay alive and keep moving forward in the sixth. It's a tie game now. Here's Matt Villanueva with a man on first and 2 outs. Cardenas will look at the runner, comes home, misses out, ball 1. Well, we got a replay of that little blue pit. Brown able to fight off that pitch off the handle and shove it up the middle. 1-0, here's the pitch. It's high, 2-0 now to Villanueva. If the inning continues, Elijah Farley will come to the plate. Cardenas takes the ball, goes to the back of the mound, cleans it off. 2-0, 2 outs, 2 balls, 2 twos our score here in the top of the sixth inning. Here's the pitch. Curveball falls in for a strike, 2-1. Panthers with their first run since the first. Panthers only allowed 1 hit so far. The Tigers swinging through that fastball in the outside corner of Villanueva. Count goes 2-2. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. The score is 2-2. That's easy to say there. The deuces are wild. 5 hits for the Panthers tonight, 1 hit for the Tigers, and that is hit up the middle. It's a base hit to center. Around, no, it's caught. Excuse me. I thought it was going to fall, but it ends up being caught. It's tough to see through this glass and the netting. So the 6 on the out by Villanueva just not punched far enough to get down. That will end the Panthers' sixth. They score one run. They haven't scored since the second, and we're tied 2-2. We head to the bottom of the sixth inning. 2-2 in the area round.
Hey, conductor, how about something new? You played this last year.
Come on, get your head out of your sacks.
Shh, we're trying to hear.
Well, I'm sick and tired of hearing your kid play the wrong notes. Where's my kid solo?
At least you can see your kid. Why is my kid stuck way in the back?
The conductor only plays his favorite.
My kid heard that solo!
You say my kid?
Yeah!
Come on! What's wrong with you?
Welcome back to Somerset, Texas. Matt Villanueva comes on for his sixth inning of work. Villanueva has a one-hitter going. That one hit, though, came with 2 men on and 2 outs in the third inning. It was a 2 RBI triple by Jaden Moreno, and that's been the only hit in the runs of the night for the Tigers, but we're tied 2-2. Panthers scored 1 in the first, 1 in the sixth, and we head to the bottom of the sixth inning right now. Villanueva with 76 pitches so far on the evening. Colt Brown will throw down the second, and we're ready to get this going. Panthers looking to hang another 0 and come to bat. Now, it was in dramatic fashion last night. The Panthers won 7-6 in extra innings. The Panthers had to score 2 in the bottom of the 7th to keep the game alive, and they did that and won the game in 9 innings. So here's Villanueva, comes home. Ball misses out. Fastball misses a little low, but count goes 1-0. Coy Mays steps in. He is 0 for 1 today. He has walked and scored and struck out back in the first. That pitch is just off the plate. Brown holds it for the umpire to see, and that's what we're talking about. That outside corner has sometimes rewarded pitchers and sometimes has frustrated them. 2-0. Going away with a deep breath. Comes home. And this ball is hit well to left. Maddox Adams moves to his right, plants his feet, makes the catch. And there's 1 away here to start the bottom of the 6th inning. Jaden Moreno steps in. He has walked and has the 2 RBI triple in the third. If it wasn't for that, there'd be no runs on the board right now for the Tigers. The hit by pitch came on the first pitch of his first at-bat in the first. The triple came on the second pitch of the at-bat. Villanueva out of the stretch, comes home. Ground ball is his foul. Gets ahead with the off-speed pitch. Oh, 1 out. Bottom of the 6th inning, tied at 2. Here's the pitch from Villanueva. Stays in, didn't break very much. Moreno held his ground in the batter's box as if it might hit him. 1-1 count. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out. Tie game here. Villanueva comes home, gets another pop-up. This is in the gap. Farley comes over. Long-legged center fielder is there and makes the play. And there are 2 away here in the 6th inning. We have 6 pitches and 2 outs. Here comes Jacob Guerva. 0 for 2 on the night. He struck out in the first, grounded out 1-3 in the third. Here's the pitch. Ground ball to third. Off the ground is Wood. Throws the first. Hyman's there. And just like that, the 6th inning is over for the Tigers. We are tied at 2 apiece. We go to the 7th inning. Panthers coming up in the top half of the inning. They will send to the plate Farley, Rosas, and Hyman when we come back on the Navarro Panther Network. We go to the top of the 7th inning. Panthers 2, Tigers 2 here in the second game of the area round. Last night the Panthers won 7-6. And now if the Panthers win tonight, the series is over. But if the Tigers win tonight, we will see everyone at 11 a.m. at Seguin High School for Game 3 of this series. Here's Elijah Farley. He's 0 for 2 in the night. Struck out both times. Cardenas will make his 77th pitch of the night. And we have time from Colton Majorca. For some reason, he has come over to talk to the home plate umpire. Cardenas looking around. Maybe there's a loose ball somewhere. Both of them are looking down the left field line. Coach Majorca says we're good now. They've been waiting for the umpires to get back. I see our second base umpire. That ball's been brought out to Coach Majorca now at third. And here comes our third base umpire. We may have just had to take care of a little business with our umpires. That's good. We wouldn't need them in position because here we go. Elijah Farley, Noah Rosas, Craig Hyman here in the top of the 7th inning. Here's the pitch. Hits this hard to short, but right there is Byers. He'll throw to first, and it is in time. Getting down the line fast was Farley, but the ball is hit hard right at Byers, and there's one away here in the 7th inning. Panthers need a run to guarantee that we're moving on, or just keep the game going to the 8th. That could be very interesting to have another extra inning game. So here's Rosas. He's 1 for 2 in the night, singled in the second. And grounded out 5-3. Watches the curveball for a strike from Cardenas. Cardenas quick to get the ball, toes the rubber, looks in with the triangle eye black, and comes home. Here's the pitch. Noah swings through that curveball, which was lower in the zone this time. Count goes 0-2. There's no action. Well, as I say that, Panthers going to send a couple guys down to the bullpen. We'll see who gets up and gets loose. Looks like Elijah Farley is heading down there, and we're going to have a discussion on the mound. The trainer is coming out to the mound to check on Cardenas. So while that happens, we're going to take a quick break on the Navarro Panther Network. Panthers are tied 2-2 here in the top of the 7th. We're back right after this.
Hurricane Helene. Devastating impacts on the southeast. Now it's time to help the people and communities who need it most. To make a one-time financial gift to the American Red Cross, scan the QR code on the screen. Make sure to select I want to support Hurricane Helene and enter how much you'd like to donate. Or go to redcross.org/donate. Together, we will make a difference for those recovering in hard-hit.
Rosas, we're back here in Somerset. It's now a 1-2 count to Rosas. There was a very quick trainer visit. Everything is good now on the mound for Cardenas. He's pitched a good game. He's 80 pitches, and it's 2-2. He's giving his team a chance to win. Here's the pitch. Rosas will swing hard up the middle. It's a base hit past the diving Byers. And with 2 outs, the Panthers will have one out. The Panthers will have a man on first base. The second hit of the night for Noah Rosas. I'll bring up Craig Hyman, 0 for 2 on the night. We may have a pinch hitter here as Coach Majorca is taking a long walk from the third base line down to the umpire. We will have a runner at first, actually, for Noah Rosas. Panthers are going to put a little speed on the bases. It is likely that Noah will re-enter. So if Craig Hyman was to find a gap somewhere, that runner could score. We have one out here. Back in the second inning, Hyman flew out to right. Back in the 5th inning, Hyman popped out to third. Hyman entered the day with a 158 batting average and a 333 on base. Panthers need him to reach here. We're tied 2-2 here in the top of the 7th. Here's the pitch. Hyman looks at a strike on that outside corner that sometimes floats just a little bit. 0-1 count. Tigers playing at double play depth. Double play would end the inning. Here's the pitch, and it's a ground ball to short. Look out. 6-4, and 3 on the double play. We are headed to the bottom of the 7th inning, tied at 2. The Panthers tied the game in the bottom of the 7th inning last night. Floresville will have a chance to win the game in the bottom of the 7th inning tonight. We're back after this on the Navarro Panther Network.
Hurricane Helene, devastating impacts on the southeast. Now it's time to help the people and communities who need it most. To make a one-time financial gift to the American Red Cross, scan the QR code on the screen. Make sure to select I want to support Hurricane Helene and enter how much you'd like to donate. Or go to redcross.org/donate. Together, we will make a difference for those recovering in hard-hit communities.
The innocence of youth. Is there anything any better? But soon they'll be in high school and facing all the same challenges you faced. How to make friends, how to fit in, how to be cool. We want our children to have everything they'll need to live fulfilling and productive lives. Make sure the kids in your family are among the more than 12 million participants in America who take part in high school sports or activities.
We head to the bottom of the 7th inning. It is 2-2. Panthers 2, Tigers 2. Bottom of the 7th inning here in Game 2 of the area series. Panthers lead the series 1-0. Good thing, because the Tigers are looking to win this thing here in the bottom of the inning. Villanueva starts off with strike 1. That's his 83rd pitch of the night. He's only given up 2 runs on the 1 hit back in the 3rd inning. He's retired 10 Tigers in a row. Here's the pitch. And we'll retire another one. Maddox Adams finds the ball in left field, moves under it. He's there, makes the play, and there's one away here in the bottom of the 7th inning. Here is Nolan Westbrook. That was Emmett Nettles that just hit. Westbrook is 0 for 2 on the night. He's followed by Chase Schultz, who's also 0 for 2 on the night. Villanueva making an amazing spot start here in Game 2 of this area series without much pitching this year. 9 innings when he entered the game. He's pitched very well here. We are in the 7th inning right now. Ball 1 outside to Westbrook, who has flied to left and flied to center. Ground ball to short. That's Davidson up with it, throws across the diamond. Hyman's there, makes the play. And 4 pitches into this inning, there are 2 outs for the Panthers, who are 1 out away from sending this game to extra innings. Last night's game went to 9 innings. And this game has that same kind of pace. Here's Chase Schultz, grounded out 1-3 to end the 2nd inning. Struck out swinging in the 4th inning to end the 4th inning. And he could end the 7th inning here for the Panthers, and we will go to the 8th inning. By the way, this game started at 7. We are only an hour and 24 minutes into this. Ground ball to second. Elder's there. Throws to first. We are going to bonus baseball here on the Navarro Panther Network. If the Panthers can find a way to win in extra innings like they did last night, the series is done. If not, we'll see you 11 a.m. tomorrow at Seguin High School. Bonus baseball's next on the Navarro Panther Network.
I've always loved space and football. Growing up, some people told me I had to choose. But here's the deal. You can be great at more than one thing. And getting involved in STEM opens up your world to a universe of opportunities in life.
This is my time.
Get inspired and get involved today. There are STEM programs and science centers available in your community, so be sure to check out spaceforall.us to learn more and get started.
This is my time. There ain't no doubt in my mind.
Find your place in space.
This is my time.
Space for all.
Brian Cardenas completes his warm-up tosses as we head to the top of the 8th inning. It is 2 runs for the Tigers, 2 runs on 1 hit for the Tigers, 2 runs on 6 hits for the Panthers. Last night, the game ended in extra innings with the Panthers winning 7-6. And tonight, we are in the 8th inning. We're starting that right. There we go. There's the charge sign out of the broadcast booth from Hank Dieter. Brandon Flynn, Emerson Elder, and Caleb Wood. 8, 9, and 1 for the Panthers here in the 8th inning. And making his 84th pitch of the night to start this inning, here's Brian Cardenas, and it's a strike on the inside corner to Brandon Flynn. Flynn 0 for 2 on the night, grounded out 4-3 in the first. Entered today with a .250 batting average. There's the pitch. That is up. Count goes 1-1. Job here for Flynn is to get on base. Maybe the Panthers can push him around to score. Quite the well-pitched game tonight from Cardenas and Villanueva. Strike on the inside corner. Both are similar pitchers, one from the left, one from the right. Fastballs won't break many window panes, but they have good off-speed pitches, can move the ball around up and down the zone. Here's the pitch. Strike 3 looking. Flynn sets this outside, and it may have been just off the plate, but that's a pitch that has been called tonight. So there's one away here in the 8th inning, first out. Here's Emerson Elder, 0 for 2 on the night. He struck out swinging in the 3rd and flew out to center in the 6th. And with one out here in the 8th, we'll face Cardenas. The 88th pitch for him is foul out of play. The infield stays the same for the Tigers. That's Nettles, Byers, Westbrook, and Moreno. Schultz, Lacken, and Guevara, left center to right for the outfield. This is hit to left. It's a base hit. Going the other way is Elder. He is on base with one out here in the top of the 8th inning. And that brings up Caleb Wood. Caleb Wood 1 for 5 last night, entered the game with a .431 batting average. He's 2 for 3 tonight. Singled and scored in the 1st, doubled and scored in the 6th. He has his first chance tonight to knock someone in. Good speed on the bases with Elder. Elder was on base at a .521 clip. Good speed, jumps off the bag a little bit. Left-handed Cardenas will throw over. Back into the bag goes Elder. At double play depth with one out is the Flores infield. Just in at third a little bit is Nettles. Here's the pitch. Inside, it's a ball. Count goes 1-0. Cardenas slows down just a little bit with men on base. Takes a little more time. Maybe this can take him out of his rhythm. Both pitchers with good rhythms tonight. They get the ball back and throw quickly. 2 runs for each team. 2 runs, 6 hits for the Panthers. 2 runs, 1 hit. Counts 1-0. Here's the pitch. Is a ground ball foul. Colton Monwork goes back to his infield days. Throws the ball back to the pitcher. Count goes 1-1. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out. 1 man on base. 1 run could change this game. We're tied at 2 here in the top of the 8th inning. Went extra innings last night. We're going extra innings again. Cardenas, long look at first. Here's the pitch, hit well to left field. This is deep and in the gap. It is foul. Off the wall by about 10 feet left of the foul line. That would have been a game-changing double. Now 2 strikes now to Caleb Wood with nothing but the long strike. Wood will readjust the batting gloves, take a walk along the Somerset sign around home plate, takes a deep breath, and we'll get to go do it again. He has some speed. It would be a difficult double play to turn. Throw over to first. Back in easily is Elder. As long as we don't have a double play, Austin Davidson waits on deck. He's 1 for 3 on the night. And then Colt Brown. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Here's the pitch. Hit foul to play. We'll do it again. Baines, the catcher for Floresville, threw 2 Panthers out in the 1st inning. And is probably in the back of the mind of the Panthers as far as base running decisions at this point. Had 2 outs in base running back in the first. The 1-2 is now a toss over to first. Cardenas, the left-handed pitcher, trying to keep Emerson Elder close to first. Give his team a chance at the double play and maybe not score on a double. Here's the pitch. It's a ground ball. It's a base hit. Well done. What a great piece of hitting by Wood. Slaps the ball between third and short, and the Panthers have 2 men on here in the top of the 8th inning with 1 out. That's the 3rd hit of the night for Caleb Wood. Here comes Austin Davidson, 1 for 3 on the night. He's singled, but was thrown out back in the first inning. Since then, he has grounded out 5-3 and grounded out 1-3. He has a man on first and a man on second with 1 out here in the 3rd. He squares the bunt. It's inside. It gets away. Both runners will move up 90 feet, and the Panthers will have 2 men in scoring position with 1 out. And the bunt may have messed up the vision of the catcher. That ball got away from Maines, and on it will be a pass ball as it went off the glove with 1 out. The Panthers have a man at second and third, and on the cut of the grass is the entire Flores infield. They got to cut off the run. Davidson has a 1-0 count. 1 ball, no strikes. Just needs to punch it through the infield. Here's the pitch, and fouls this one out of play. He was trying to lift that one into the outfield. Count goes 1-1. There is an open base here if Flores wanted to try to work around Davidson. Of course, if you do that, Colt Brown is on deck. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out. It's 2-2, top of the 8th inning. Set the belt is Cardenas. Comes home. Here's the pitch. Did he swing? He did. They call it a strike as he tried to get out of the way, but kind of turned into it. Count goes 1-2. Not able to hold the hands back. 1 ball, 2 strikes. On third is Elder. On second is Wood. The go-ahead run is at third. Here's the pitch. It's foul out of play. Good job with the hands, staying alive by Davidson. Emerson with 1 out, singled. And then Caleb Wood singled to the left side of the field. And now it's up to Austin Davidson to get a run home here in the top of the 8th inning. Here's the pitch. It hit him. The bases are loaded. The all-speed pitch went straight into the batter. And now the Panthers will have the bases loaded with 1 out here in the 8th inning. At 99 pitches is Cardenas here in the 8th inning. And it looks like he will be the Flores pitcher to face Colt Brown. Brown steps in. 1 for 3 on the night. Singled and had an RBI in the 6th. There's the charge. Struck out lucky in the first. Grounded out 5-3 in the 4th. 533 batting average when the game began. A 1.540 OPS. Has a chance to break the tie. Floresville has moved their infield back in the middle of the infield for the double play. Corners are still in. Cardenas taking a long look at the catcher, and they're going to go over their signs one more time. At second is Caleb Wood. And could be talking about how they want to change up some signs here with Colt Brown at the plate. Panthers scored 1 in the 2nd. Tigers scored 2 in the 3rd. Panthers scored 1 in the 6th. And that's how we got to 2-2. Went extra innings last night, and we are in the top of the 8th right here. Colt Brown had what looked to be a walk-off home run that was called out when he did not touch home plate according to the umpire. Here's the pitch. Brown hits this one foul. In between the third base runner, Elder, and the bag. A hard hit, strike 1. On deck is Matt Villanueva. Brown just looking to get any kind of run home here and give the Panthers the lead 3-2. 2 runs on 7 hits for the Panthers, 2 runs on 1 hit for the Tigers. Cardenas is set, comes home. Brown watches the ball up high, kind of goes 1-1. At third is Elder. At second is Wood. And reaching on a hit by pitch is Austin Davidson. Bases are full of Panthers. The Floresville infield in the middle is back. They're in at the corners to cut the run off at home. We're in the 8th inning, tied. Here's the pitch. Brown lays off an outside pitch. And you could see the shoulders shrink from Cardenas as he thought he had a strike, and that's the outside corner that has been interesting tonight for pitchers and for hitters alike. 2 balls, 1 strike to Brown. Here's the pitch. Curveball swing, and Brown couldn't wait back long enough. Count goes 2-2. It was with 2 strikes back in the 6th inning where Brown was able off the handle to punch a ball over second, and he knocked in Caleb Wood. So he has 2 strikes again. This time he has 2 balls, and the bases loaded here in the top of the 8th inning. Tied 2-2. Panthers just need a run. Time called by Brown. Will step out. Try to take Cardenas out of his rhythm. He's thrown 103 pitches tonight. Only has given up the 2 runs. Definitely has given Floresville a chance here. The future Raging Cajun with the tying run at third. Cardenas comes home. Brown hits this one hard. It's a base hit to left field. 1-run score. Into third and holding is Wood, and Brown comes through again with an RBI single. Good to hear that from the booth. The bases are still loaded. It's the second RBI single of the night for Colt Brown. Panthers lead 3-2 here in the top of the 8th inning. No movement yet from Floresville as if they're going to make any kind of pitching changes. So Matt Villanueva will come up. He's 1 for 3 on the night. Had an RBI single in the first. Has flied out to center and popped out to short. This time he has the bases loaded and a chance to extend a 3-2 lead. At third is Caleb Wood. He could score on a wild pitch. That first pitch is fouled away, 0-1. On deck is the big swinging Elijah Farley. And if you stay out of the double play, you'll get that opportunity to see him come to the plate. Infield is still back in the middle for the Tigers for the double play. In at the corners is the first and third baseman, and the ball gets away. Maines can't get it. In to score is another Panther. That's Wood. And the Panthers go up 4-2 here in the top of the 8th inning. That will be a wild pitch, and everyone moves up 90 feet with 1 out. Villanueva will have an opportunity here to really extend this lead. So let's go over this top of the 8th inning. Brandon Flynn led off with the strikeout looking. Emerson Elder singled. Caleb Woods singled. Austin Davidson was hit by a pitch and the bases were loaded. Colt Brown found a hole between third and short. The Panthers took a 3-2 lead, and on a wild pitch, Caleb Woods scored here in the top of the 8th inning. It's a 4-2 Panther lead. Here's the pitch. It's up high. 1-1 now. Excuse me, 2-1 now to Villanueva. So 2-1 to Villanueva. Now all the way in is the Tiger infield. They were back initially before the pitch. This is the right call to bring them in and try to cut off as many runs as possible. I was wondering why they were playing back other than just maybe to get the out somewhere, somehow. 4-2 Panthers lead here in the top of the 8th inning. Second extra inning game of this series. Here's the pitch, swinging through that fastball. It's Villanueva. Count goes 2-2. With the decreased likelihood of the double play, it looks like we will get Elijah Farley to the plate. Following him is Noah Rosas. Panthers 4 runs now on 8 hits. The infield is in. Cardenas set. Comes home, and the pitch. Strike 3 looking. Villanueva looks in, shakes his head, walks back to the dugout for the second out. That's a big strikeout up here on the Floresville side. There's 2 away. Here comes Elijah Farley with the bases loaded. Panthers lead 4-2 at 112 pitches. This appears to be the last hitter that Cardenas will face. After 7 very good innings, Cardenas will be leaving the game from the mound. He receives hugs and handshakes from his teammates. We'll take a break on the Navarro Panther Network. Panthers lead 4-2 in the top of the 8th inning. We're back after this.
What rhymes with great?
Participate.
Where does greatness start? Here, in the classroom. On the stage.
In the pool.
On the field.
Where will your greatness take you?
To better grades.
To more friends.
Be great.
Participate!
Welcome back to Somerset, Texas. Here's the replay that put the Panthers up 4-2. See the wild pitch get away. Maines could not jump out fast enough to get that. And with that, the Panthers took a 4-2 lead. And we started this inning at 2-2. We have 2 outs here in the top of the 8th inning. Panthers have put 2 on the board. Put 1 in the 6th, did not put any runs up in the 7th, but now 2 more runs here in the 8th. So let's see the replay. The Caleb Brown hit. The Caleb Brown hit put the Panthers up 3-2. Found a hole on the left side between third and short. And with that, the Panthers took the 3-2 lead here in the top of the 8th inning and break that 2-2 tie. Got that run in the 6th to make it 2-2, or else we wouldn't be here. Similar to last night, in the bottom of the 7th inning, the Panthers had to score 2 runs to keep the game going. They did, and they ended up winning 7-6 in 9 innings last night, and now find themselves 3 outs away from winning the area title. Now I think our broadcast crew has one more replay. All right, we're going to show what this one is. We'll watch this together. This was an earlier one. This is the wild pitch that moved the runners to second and third. That's right. So we'll take that. We'll take it any way we can get it right now. Here's Elijah Farley, 0 for 3 on the night. The new pitcher for the Tigers is Jacob Guerra, the right fielder. Elijah Farley wears number 14 tonight. The left-handed hitter will step in. He has 2 men on. At third is Austin Davidson. At second is Colt Brown. Panthers up 4-2. Farley will be looking maybe to add some Allstate insurance here. That ball is foul. No, strike. Yeah, foul, strike 1. Farley struck out in the 2nd, struck out in the 4th, grounded out 6-3, really hard there in the 7th. So Guerra's job as a left-hander is to get this left-hander hitter out and get Floresville back in the dugout for the bottom of the 8th inning. Be interesting to see who the Panthers will throw in the 8th inning, whether it would be Villanueva again or Farley. Maines that time, you see him grab the outside pitch and act like it was almost a pass ball. Kind of goes 1-1. Quick talk on the mound there about potentially singles, as the Panthers have a man on second. And sometimes that man on second can see what the pitch is going to be. It's cooled to 78 degrees here in Floresville. Panthers heating up the bats here. 3 runs in the last 3 innings. Here's the pitch. Curveball. That's a strike. Down goes 1-2. Stayed middle part of the zone and then moved out. So Guevara looking for the out here. And it's a curveball. He tried to break that back in on the inside of the plate. Maines holds the ball there just off the plate for a second. Farley steps back in. Guevara's got the ball quickly. Panthers up 4-2 now in the top of the 8th inning. Here's the pitch. Strike 3 swinging. Pulled the string on that curveball, and the inning is over. But the Panthers scored 2 runs in the top of the 8th inning. They lead 4-2. Find themselves 3 outs away from winning the area round. We're back after this on Navarro Panther Network.
Just waking up in the morning and to be well. Quite honest with you, I ain't really sleep well. You ever feel like your train of thought's been derailed? That's when you press on, lean in. Half the population just waiting to see me fail. Yeah, right, you better off trying to freeze hell. Freeze hell, freeze hell.
To the bottom of the 8th inning, Panthers up 4-2. The Panthers extended the game to extra innings with 1 run in the 6th, no runs in the 7th for either team. We went to extras. We did that last night when the Panthers took the lead, and they have the lead again here in the bottom of the 8th inning. They scored 2 runs in the top of the 8th inning. The Panthers find themselves 3 outs away from moving on to the 3rd round of the playoffs. It'll be Leighton Latka, Austin Byer, and Brian Cardenas. 9-1-2 for the Tigers. They face Matt Villanueva, who has thrown 7 innings. He's given up only 1 hit and 2 runs. That was back in the 3rd inning with 2 outs, 2 men were walked, and then a 2 RBI triple from Jay Moreno. Changed the outlook of the game till the Panthers scored 1 run in the 6th. And then 2 runs in the 8th. So here we are with the Panthers. Don't know if I quite want to call them the cardiac kids yet, but they sure like to go into extra innings and give us a scare. There's Colt Brown walking back to the home plate. It's called a very good game back there for Villanueva, who has that 1 hitter going right now. So Latka steps in. He is the center fielder for the Tigers. He is 0 for 2 tonight and looks at ball 1 low in the zone. Flew out back in the 3rd and was retired in the 5th. I'm sure Elijah Farley is not far in the offing for the Panthers if they need to go to him. This is the 9-hole hitter for the Tigers. Here's the pitch. That's a strike. Just under the letters on the outside corner. Count goes 1-1. The only hit tonight came from Janie Moreno in the 3rd. Here's the pitch. Little up, little out. Count goes 2-1. Colt Brown tried to frame that back over the plate. 4 runs, 8 hit for the Panthers. 2 runs, 1 hit for the Tigers. Here's the pitch. It's out, 3-1. Careful for the leadoff walk. Villanueva sets. Worked out the stretch all night long. Here's the pitch. I guess that was a little off the plate. Brown talks to the umpire about it. So the leadoff walk will spark some hope for the Tigers. That would bring the tying run to the plate in Austin Byer here in the 8th inning. And here comes Colton Majorca, head coach of the Panthers. Probably not going to fool around here very long. Talk to Matt Villanueva here just a second. Austin Byer will be the hitter. He's 0 for 3 on the night. On deck is Brian Cardenas. He's 0 for 1 with 2 walks. Majorca will leave the mound and will leave Matt Villanueva in. And they have not switched over the pitch count, so I do not know exactly what his pitch count is. I believe he is in the 90s at this point. Been very efficient, has thrown many innings under 10 pitches tonight. At least 3 of them. So the left-handed leadoff hitter, 0 for 3 on the night, has a man on first, down by 2. Panthers trying to close this out. They are at double play depth. Here's the pitch. Swinging on that curveball, gets ahead, strike 1. The man on first is Latka. He walked to lead off this inning. Quick throw over, keep the man close. Would like to keep the double play in order in this situation. 0-1. Matt with a long hold. Comes home now. Misses in. Count goes 1-1. Austin Byers playing shortstop. Has not hit a ball out of the infield so far tonight. Here's the pitch. This ground ball is a second. It's slow. This probably is one out. That's all it is. They'll hold the ball to first, but they get the lead runner here on the 4-6 put out. So the fielder's choice will put Byers at first. The tying run is still at the plate in Brian Cardenas. He has 2 walks tonight. He had 3 walks last night. He has scored 1 run this evening also. He struck out in the 5th to Villanueva. Good speed still on the base in Byers with 1 out now. Here in the bottom of the 8th inning, Panthers up 4-2. They score 2 in the top of the 8th to take the lead. And now find themselves 2 outs away from the area championship. Villanueva sets at the belt, kicks and comes home. Ground ball foul. Gets ahead of Cardenas. (4-2), Panthers in front. 2 runs in the 8th has made the difference. Here's the pitch. It's in. Brown couldn't hold it, but the ball falls toward home plate. Count goes 1-1. On deck, Coy Maines, the catcher, 3-hole hitter for Floresville. So if they were going to rally, this is the top of the order. 2 runs on 1 hit so far for Floresville tonight. Here's the pitch for Villanueva. It's high. It's up 2-1. Villanueva missing up high a little more this inning. Potentially showing signs of being a little tired. He's thrown a great game. 2 balls, 1 strike, 1 out. Double play would end it. Here's the pitch. Swinging through that curveball. 2 balls, 2 strikes now to Cardenas. Cardenas talks to himself a little bit about how staying back on that pitch was important. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 1 out. Here's the pitch. Ground ball foul. Past the Panther dugout. Down the first base line. He's going to put Coach Mark Klatt on a long run to get that foul ball down the corner. Coach Klatt's up to it. The man on first is Austin Byer. He reached on a fielder's choice. Helped to record the first out of the inning. Here's the pitch from Villanueva. Swung on, and it's a over shortstop's head. Man, past the jumping Davidson and just could not pull it down. So with 1 out, there's a man on first and a man on second. The tying run is on third. The go-ahead potential winning run will come to the plate. And here comes Majorca for his second visit to the mound tonight. And if I was a guessing individual here, it's going to be Elijah Farley time for the Panthers. We will take a break. Matt Villanueva will come off the mound at this point. He's allowed 2 runs on 1 hit for the Panthers. He has them in position to win the area title in 2 more outs. We'll take a break and come back after this when it's Elijah Farley time on the Navarro Panther Network.
Hey, conductor, how about something new? You played this last year.
Come on, get your head out of your sacks.
Shh, we're trying to hear.
Well, I'm sick and tired of hearing your kid play the wrong notes. Where's my kid solo?
At least you can see your kid. Why is my kid stuck way in the back?
The conductor only plays his favorite.
My kid heard that solo!
You see it like this?
Yeah!
Come on! What's wrong with you?
Panthers lead 4-2 with 1 out here in the bottom of the 8th inning, looking to close out the area around. They're 2 outs away. They scored 2 runs in the top of the 8th inning to take the lead, and now they've turned the game over to Elijah Farley after Matt Villanueva exits after 7 1/3 innings pitched. He gives up only 2 runs on 2 hits, so very good game for the third baseman turned pitcher. Elijah Farley last night pitched 2 innings. He struck out 5 hitters and walked 1 over those 2 innings. And the 90-plus throwing right-hander will come to the mound. He needs 2 outs, and the Panthers will move on to the area round. He'll face Coy Maines, his first hitter, and barring a double play, will face Jaden Moreno. We'll talk about that more in just a second. Panthers are playing at more of a double play depth here. Here's the pitch. And it goes off the head of Coy Maines on the first pitch. The bases are loaded. On third is Byer. On second is Cardenas. On first is Maines. Here comes Jaden Moreno. And it was Moreno in the 3rd inning that had the only other hit for the Tigers. He had 2 men on with 2 outs, and he had a 2 RBI triple. And running at first now for Floresville looks to be Aiden Flores, so a little more speed instead of the catcher. They'll re-enter for the catcher if they need to. I'm sure Maines has thrown 2 runners out. So Elijah Farley will face Jaden Moreno, the 4-hole hitter with the bases loaded, and 1 out here in the bottom of the 8th inning. Panthers find themselves 2 outs away from the area championship, but the go-ahead potential winning run is on first right now for the Tigers. And real quick, a ball gets away, and we'll have to pick that up. And back towing the rubber now is Farley. Farley comes set. Comes home. Here's the pitch. It's ball outside. Jacob Guerva waits on deck. But Moreno has the triple so far. He has a chance to have a storybook game. He's 1 for 2. He's also hit by a pitch in the first. Farley comes home. Finds it. Strike 1. Count goes 1-1. One ball, 1 strike, 1 out. Panthers up by 2. Farley asked for the signals to get recycled. Probably going to be a fastball, young man. 1 ball, 1 strike. Here's the pitch. It's a fastball. It's a strike. Count goes 1-2 to Moreno. Farley looks in, gets the sign. Bases full of Tigers. 4-2 here in the bottom of the 8th inning. Panthers need 2 outs. Here's the pitch. Strike 3 swinging. And they're 1 out away. Moreno watched 2 fastballs go by. Had to swing to the 3rd one. The bases are still loaded for Jacob Guerva. He's 0 for 3 on the night. He struck out in the first, grounded out pitcher to first on the 3rd, and then grounded out 5-3 in the 6th inning. Panthers score 2 runs in the top of this inning during the first extra frame. Has made it 4-2. Tying run is on second. Go-ahead run is on first. The potential winning run. But now Farley faces Guerva with 2 outs. Sets at the letters. Comes home. It's a strike. It may have been a little up, but strike 1 now for the Panthers. If the inning continues, Emmett Nettles is on deck. He's also 0 for 3. Farley looks in. Kicks and delivers home. Strike 2, 0-2. Panthers 1 strike away from the area championship. The Panther fans are now standing to their feet on the right side of the field, the first base side. On third is Byers. On second is Cardenas. On first is Maines. Actually, the runner for him is Flores. 0-2 count. 1 strike away from the area title. Farley comes home. Strike 3 swinging. The Panthers have won 2 extra inning games to win the area championship. Panthers come out, push Farley around, and there you go. The extra inning Panthers this series. It will score 2 more runs here in the 8th. We'll keep it here for just a second. We're going to talk about it just real quick. Yesterday, the Panthers won in 9 innings, 7-6, and tonight they win in extra innings, 4-2. What a match from the Panthers tonight. Excellent pitching by Villanueva, your key here tonight. Good pitching from Elijah Farley and Colt Brown last night. The Panthers will move on to that third round of the playoffs. 4 runs on 8 hits for the Panthers, 2 runs on 2 hits for Floresville, and your Panthers are your area champions. We are believing that Sinton will be the third round opponent. We will have that information for you on our media outlets as soon as we have them. But until then, for Hank Dietert, I'm Clay Scarborough. For our broadcast crew tonight, Carlos, Mia, and Strouch, we appreciate you guys. All y'all back home on the Navarro Panther Network, thanks for watching tonight. Your Panthers are area champions. And they'll move on to the third round of the championship, winning 2 extra inning games in the area round of the playoffs. So good night, everyone, and so long. We'll see you in the third round of the playoffs.